Hi, Professor Del Rosario. It is October 10th, 2020, and this is like my sixth take doing this. My friends and my roommates were laughing at me. So here I am in my room trying to finish this video. I watched a online service of Buddhism, a Buddhist online service on YouTube. It was a Sunday service in English at Jodo Mission in Hawaii, Jodo Mission of Hawaii. And it was Nirvana Day, which is the celebration of the Buddha's life and how he died on his 80th birthday. So it's like a special service in Buddhism. So I watched it, and they started off with prayer. Then they went to their worship. And their worship was, worship was more, it had, like, there was an organ playing, like a piano but an organ, and it was like one note at a time. It was like bum, bum, and they would like sing like these hymns, in a different language. I didn't understand what they said, but there were subtitles at the bottom, and the subtitles, one of them said, one of the hymns like translated to, "I go to the Buddha for guidance, I go to the Dhamma for guidance, I go to the Sangha for guidance." So it was always, it's just like a bunch of praise, a bunch of worship to like Buddha and Gama and Sangha, major people in the religion of Buddhism. And then they did that for a few songs. Then after that, they went over the Eightfold Path, which is, they went over Eightfold Path. So they went over each single one through like eight, I think it's like 8 steps for Buddhism. Well, not 8 steps, but 8 guidelines. 8 guidelines to be, it's like 8 practices that they do, like a ceremony practices. So they went over each one. They all like are big guidelines for Buddhism. So they went over each one. The reverend in the front went over each one slowly, and then they all read them back to him. And that took some time. And then after that, they had a personal prayer to the Buddha, and it was more. It wasn't more so like direction, like speaking. The Reverend led it, and he was singing actually, and it was like a sing prayer. It was different. He sang to him, like it was like a singing prayer. It was different. I haven't like experienced like a prayer where like the prayer was like singing the prayer to God. Every prayer I've been to was either like spoken word or we do worship songs. There was never like an in between, so it was different seeing that, like from their perspective. After that, he went over some sermons about, or just like a few, just like, what's it called? A few teachings about Buddha and various teachings, and then he went over a few things of Buddha's life and why they celebrate Nirvana Day. And then Nirvana Day is more so a like social event. So I think it was either before or after they had like the social event. Everyone brings food and they talk, and it's like conversation. It's like a conversational thing for the temple and its attendees. So it was a 30-minute service. It wasn't too long compared to like normal church services. Like most of them that I go to are at least an hour. Never anything less, really. Hour to an hour and a half. Sometimes even 2 on some of the longer ones I've been to for like Christianity. So this was different for sure. The layout of the temple was a lot different than any church I've been to, any Christian church, but it's similar to, I guess, it's like this one at least was extravagant in like terms of like they had like a bunch of gold like design in the front. So it was wooden pews to sit on, which is normal. I've been to Catholic church before and they had wooden pews, so that wasn't anything new. They had up left, to my left, I guess, um, the podium where they would speak, and then they had a projector screen for the lyrics to like their songs or their hymns. And then the front there was like it's like a bunch of like gold tables, and like there's this red table in the front that had like this red patterns over it. There's like a bunch of lights, a bunch of lettering, and like a bunch of symbols, and like it's like a bunch of like artifacts, artifacts. And I don't know what a lot of them are. I'm sure they have some sort of significance. There was like, there's lights and there was candles, and then there was like stuff in the back that I couldn't make out with just